In Meghan's last episode of her podcast, Ours Wives, she touched the topic of crazy women. You know, how everybody thinks that women are crazy, and I already stated in another video how this was, not the right approach to this. And she made all these jabs at Scrubs, for example, the TV show, and How I Met Your Mother. I guess that those were the shows that, did not give her a chance as an actress, so she's like taking a hit back at them. She also took a hit at Jordan Peterson when she included a quote from him, to be exactly just 3 seconds, when he said, "I don't think that men can control crazy women." And of course, this was just a sentence out of context. And it was thanks to Sky News Australia that we know that Meghan did not know what she was talking about. Thanks to this TikTok.
In her latest podcast episode, Meghan Markle took a swipe at living legend Jordan Peterson. Now, Jordan Peterson once said, "Men can't control crazy women." Now, Meghan Markle has taken some sort of personal offense at this and twisted it into a feminist rant, as she does. She's done exactly what she accuses the media always does to her. She's taken a 3-second soundbite of a topic of conversation that she knows nothing about, has not looked at the context, and has completely berated him on her podcast without looking into it further.
Yeah, sadly, that is something that happens all the time nowadays. It can happen to me that someone could just take 3 or 4 seconds of some words that I said, take them completely out of context, and make the internet cancel me for that. But luckily, in this case, the original clip was not that hard to find, and we can watch it to compare what Meghan tried to convey with just a few words and the whole meaning of the context.
But here's the problem. I know how to stand up to a man who's unfairly trespassing against me. And the reason I know that is because the parameters for my resistance are quite well defined, which is we talk, we argue, we push, and then it becomes physical, right? Like if we move beyond the boundaries of civil discourse, we know what the next step is. Okay, that's forbidden in discourse with women. And so I don't think that men can control crazy women. I really don't.
So taking this sentence, men can't control crazy women, is just isolating a concept that is too general, and you will instantly jump to conclusions saying, oh, well, you are assuming that all women are crazy, or that, men can't do anything about it. But in the context of Jordan Peterson talking about that, he means that he has a way, and all men have a way of dealing with other men that trespass our rights. Like, we can talk, we can argue, we can push, and then it becomes physical. But we can go to that physical phase with women. We simply cannot. It is not what a gentleman would do, what a real man would do. So that's the background when using that sentence. So that's the meaning that he wants to convey, that men just simply can't go physical with women in the moment that they trespass our rights. We can't possibly know if Meghan did this on purpose, just to have some kind of attention, because she knew that she was going to be called out on this instantly. Or there might be some amount of friction of the fact that Peterson at some point made a remark about Meghan not earning British public trust. And we are talking about this GB News article. Meghan Markle will not return to UK because she feels winning the British public over is a lost cause. And Peterson, in this case, commented, quote tweeted, "Because she made winning over the British people an impossible task. It's her doing. That is what he's claiming." By the way, it's relevant to say that this GB News article was deleted from the internet somehow, for some reason. I don't know, but I recovered that for you. This is from February 16 from this year. Meghan Markle will not return to UK because she feels winning the British public over is a lost cause. And this was said by royal biographer Tom Bauer. That's way before he published his revenge book. Back then, in February, of this year, he was already making these statements about Meghan Markle. We know that he was also marketing his book, but it's relevant to say that he was saying that Meghan was fairly happy, so to speak, being in the US, and he didn't think that she was going to come back to London or the UK anytime soon, which we already know that already happened. What is also interesting is that Bauer implied that they were not going to come for the Jubilee celebrations, which, well, they did, but they just did not spend much time because, well, those boos were the right message to be aware that they were not welcome anymore. And you might remember that I made the prediction that they were not going to come to the UK either. So, well, that was a double miss in between Tom Bauer and myself. What's more, the only reason Meghan was for the funeral of the Queen is because Harry and her were back in the UK for some engagements, looking for clout in terms of we are still tied to the UK, to the royal family, because that's how they get their attention running so they can market their Spotify and Netflix things. But I agree that Tom Bauer still has this right. The royal biographer told The Sun, Meghan's ultimate destination is unclear, but she certainly has the backing to make a bid to star as an American politician. In parallel, Britain is a lost cause for the Sussexes. In truth, I suspect Meghan no longer cares whether she is welcome in London. She has no intention of returning. Well, we were wrong. The commentator implied that Prince Harry and Meghan's silence over the Queen's announcement that Camilla would be Queen Consort one day was Meghan's way of declaring war. And you might think that Peterson's tweet is no big deal because it's just one sentence and nothing more. But this always changes when you talk about the people's platform, depending on the size of your platform and depending of the scope of the interactions between that inside that platform. You can say that there's this outreach that can actually be relevant for your brand, in this case Meghan's brand. So I don't think that Meghan was happy with Jordan Peterson making this remark. So it's no wonder that at some point, talking about a podcast that is trying to raise the issues of equality in women, well, it was going to take a dig at Peterson at some point, because somehow these feminists, and you know what kind of feminists we are talking about, love to take shots at Jordan Peterson. And not to mention that there is a huge double standard in regards to what means to have emotions as a man or emotions as a woman, or feel guilt as a man or feel guilt as a woman. And it's something that you are asked. For example, Peterson was interviewed by Piers Morgan on Uncensored, and at the end of the interview, Peterson got very emotional talking about the men that are, in need of an encouraging word.
I mean, you've been so controlled today, and yet in that brief moment, you got very emotional. Why?
It's really something to see constantly how many people are dying for lack of an encouraging word. And how easy it is to provide that if you're careful. Give credit where credit is due. And to say, you're a net force for good if you want to be.
Do you believe you're a net force for good?
Net, yes. In all the details, probably not. No one's perfect.
The fact that the woke brigade ridiculed him for showing his emotions in such a topic, tells you that there's so many things wrong in the world. And we know that there are many things wrong with the world. That's why people like Meghan Markle use these kind of topics to, stir some controversy and attract more attention. When in fact, this is a serious problem that has to be addressed. And this is not exclusive of women or men. We both have these serious issues of guilt, of being lost, of not having purpose, of not being, And when people like Jordan Peterson try to give not a solution, but at least some guidance to what can you do to get out of the hole you're in, because somehow that must be toxic masculinity, because men have to be crushed at all odds. And there's so much insanity that is happening in the world at this time. And I've told you that I want to open a third channel, but I didn't know what I wanted to say in there that could be useful. And one of the topics that I've been touching in my lives is this, woke culture that is driving everyone insane. And we need fresh air in regards of that. I mean, when you see headlines such as Generation Z canceled the hostile thumbs up emoji and wants to ban these 9 others, or see a couple of weirdos throwing tomato soup to Van Gogh's sunflowers in order to bring awareness to fossil fuel use, I mean, what? And free advertising for Heinz tomato soup, by the way. Or that PayPal faced a backlash for pretending to find customers $2,500 for whatever they would consider misinformation. Well, you know that there's something fundamentally wrong at this moment, and we have to do something. So in my third YouTube channel, I will be talking about these issues that affect the world today and try to offer some guidance in regards of my experience and how can we navigate these tough times. You can find the link to follow me and subscribe to my third channel in the link in the description of this video. My body language buddies, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell if you don't want to miss any of my videos and lives. Much love and bliss.